Hello there, Board Game Maniacs, and thanks for joining us for another apocalyptic Saturday, where we're going to be playing none other than Fallout Wasteland Warfare RPG. I'm excited about this. We've had Fallout Wasteland Warfare RPG for quite a while, didn't we, Brady?
Yep.
And it just took a bit because we were
a year.
building things up and everything and learning to play the game Fallout because it kind of worked coinciding with the tabletop game for Wasteland Warfare. And we were waiting for this thing right here. This is the GM screen. And I want to say thank you very much to Tom, Maniac Tom, for providing this for us. We searched everywhere, couldn't find it, but Tom just found it and sent it to us. So thank you very much for that, Tom. With this Modiphius Entertainment's Fallout Wasteland Warfare RPG session that we're going to play, we're aiming to get maybe about 6 videos. It's going to be like 5 adventure videos and 1 painting video. And the painting video is going to be for my own specialized character, which I'll show you right now. There he is. I didn't paint him up yet. Obviously, I just based him up because I wanted to shoot a painting video onto this. And hopefully it'll catch on enough that a lot of people will like this Adventure Saturdays that we're going through that will last hypothetically about 5 or 6 months. And if you like it so much, then we may incorporate this into playing with other Maniacs. Brady made this fully detailed campaign for me and other Maniacs, but unfortunately because of the COVID restrictions, we're not allowed to have anybody else in our house, in our studio, anywhere in our shop until this is released. And originally it was supposed to be Descent because we already released 2 videos for Descent because that was going to be our Adventure Saturday campaign. But unfortunately because of the COVID, like I said, we can't, so we are just adjusting and adjusting and adjusting. And what Brady and I come up with is by playing a mission for Fallout Wasteland Warfare where it's going to be just him and I. And Brady is going to be the Overseer. Right, Brady?
Basically GM.
The GM, but it's called the Overseer. And you can see here, this miniature that I made, it's actually, I made this off of Hero Forge because I wanted a human-type character. And the way his hair is, and he got a big beard, and, you know, it's kind of me. So I just made him like so and printed them off of my 3D resin printer and then just based them out. But the next video in this episode, which is going to be next month's content for Super Saturday, we're going to be painting this guy. And then after that, we are going to be going full-fledged into this Wasteland role-playing game. So stand by for that too as well in the future. But for right now, what we're going to do is this video is going to concentrate onto this guy right here. We are going to build him up and get him ready to go out into the wasteland and hopefully succeed in what he has to do. I don't know what he has to do. Brady's got to tell us this all on camera. And it's going to be interesting because he's just said, "It's okay, Dad, don't worry. I have this scenario, this storyline that we are going to play. And it's just going to develop the character as we go along. So hopefully it's going to develop enough for he'll survive and not die." Brady, do you want to tell us about the basic premise of this adventure that we are going to embark on?
So, just first, the backstory a little bit. I'm just telling you your objective. Your objective is to find out what happened to your family. They went missing.
So my family went missing, and I'm traveling through this wasteland to try to find out where they are. If they're alive,
if they're dead, if they're
captured, or they've been converted to work in the Institute.
Whatever, you don't know.
Oh, so that's what my character's focus is then, is to find his family.
Yes, that's your main objective.
Main objective. And if I find my family, then I'm assuming the mission would be over, or the scenario game? Don't give away too much.
No.
Okay, so it could be other things I have to do after finding them. Maybe protecting them, maybe feeding them, who knows? Anyhow, let's continue on. Brady?
Starting off creating your character, you have to build an archetype. You can
An archetype?
Yeah, it's a base card for all your stats. It gives you the base stats and everything else. Or you can create your own, whatever you prefer, but it's better to go with archetype because it
Well,
makes
especially
it
we're so new at the game, right? We never played this. This is, if we make rules mistakes, this is just all on camera because we don't know. We're just playing this as we go along and reading it, or when I say reading it, I mean Brady is in charge of making sure we play the game properly because he is the overseer in this game. So if any mistakes are made, blame Brady.
Page 21 tells you exactly what you do to create a character. It tells you where all the other stuff is.
And page 21, show everybody the book that you're going off of. Okay, so that is the role-playing game tabletop
It says
story.
Fallout Wasteland Warfare role-playing game tabletop storytelling in the Wasteland.
Okay, so
Modiphius
we are going
Entertainment.
right off of the Modiphius book that was released a while ago, and we are going to just hopefully make an entertaining game. Yeah. So let's talk about the archetype. First, Brady, what page is the archetype cards on?
Page 38 to 39.
38 and 39. So the archetypes are pretty much it's just your basic stats that you build upon when
Yes.
you're creating your character?
That's basically it. It gives you your basic abilities and all that other stuff.
All right. And we looked into this off camera, and who I chose to be is my archetype card is I'm going by a sniper. And I'm going to give the base stats right now, and then we'll just continue on. Hopefully the glare is not too much here, but you can see it's a sniper. And his movement is red and then orange. You can't really tell with that because it kind of faded out for the movement tools. But everything is in the book on the pages that Brady said. So I'm going to be a sniper. My standard strength so far is 3. Perception is 6. Endurance 4. Charisma 5. Intelligence 3. Agility 6. And luck 3. I also have some special abilities that are on the card here, and it's sharpshooter. When shooting, ignore one item of cover, which may be very, very, very beneficial. And also, he has careful. Shooting into close combat always affects intended target. So when you're shooting into close combat, just say that there's some NPC characters that are there, and I want to take out the bad guys that are trying to fight the villagers or what have you. I don't know what Brady has planned, but anyhow, I don't have to roll the die and give assigned numbers like you usually do in Fallout Wasteland Warfare. Because I have careful, I can just pick exactly, because I am a top-notch sniper. Well, I will be, hopefully, by the time the game is over and everything is done. You can see too, so I'm just going to zoom out here. This is actually in the book, and it's a free download from the Modiphius website. You can check that out too as well. Just go to Google and type in Modiphius Entertainment, or you can go to Fallout.com and you'll find it that way too as well. And you can see there, it's only a 1-page character sheet. I laminated this because this sniper character is going to be the sniper for the game, but I'm just going to write it on with magic marker so that we can just wipe it off when my stats increase. Before we create anything about this character, I got to come up with a name for him, and I already got his name. His name is going to be Manny, M-A-N-I. It's a very clever name, and the reason why is because Manny is very in the same word as maniac, so I just picked his name Manny out of it. So that is his character name, Manny. Brady, what's the first thing we got to do here now for creating a character? I already got the most important thing, and that is his name.
No, it's not. But anyway, the next thing we have to do is give you your expertise skills. Each archetype card has certain expertise skills that I start off with.
And what page is this into the book?
23
All right.
and 22.
22 and 23. Okay, so expertise skills, what does that mean?
They're basically what you're good at.
Oh, so I'm expert in whatever and whatever.
Yes.
Whatever. Okay.
And if you try and do a test in something that you don't have expertise in, you get penalties.
Oh, so but if you have expertise in it, then you're going to get a bonus instead of the penalty.
Sort of, yes.
Okay. So what are the expertise skills for a sniper?
Stealth.
Okay, so hold on a second. Stealth. So on this card, I'm just going to zoom down here. Where my marker is, you can see there, hopefully the glare's not there, but it says stealth, it's agility, it's -4. So because I have expertise in that, I'm assuming I'd fill this -4
Yes,
in.
you do. You fill in the -4.
Which means that if I do anything with an agility test, I don't get a -4 for
Anything
it.
with stealth.
Anything with stealth. Okay. Do I get any other expertise skill?
You also get notice.
Notice. I never heard of that one before. So notice notice where notice is. I'm gonna color this one in too as well.
It's sort of like perception in D&D.
Perception. Okay, I kind of understand what that is. So instead of stealth, I can notice like if somebody is following me, or if I can notice the surroundings.
Yes, you can notice a sound, a smell.
Okay. Is there any other expertise skills I get?
And you also get athletics.
Athletics. All right. Actually, that's probably a good one to get, because if you look here on the card again, where I got this marked off, it has athletics. It's agility, endurance, and strength. And when I am shooting, or when I'm in melee, I use my strength. But when I'm in range, I use perception. And I have notice, which I wouldn't get a penalty against for perception. Nice.
Just to correct my father earlier, you don't get any penalties from shooting and stuff like that, because those stats are only used for when you have to make tests, like if you're trying to track someone, or if you're trying to see if someone's following you, or you're trying to outrun someone, so on and so on.
So it's skill checks.
Yes.
Okay. Brady, if you don't mind, just for everybody watching at home, I know you explained a little bit, but can you again explain the 3 stats and what I have? So let's start off with stealth.
Stealth is stealth. Everyone knows what that is. Should know what that is, at least.
Well, what if I don't? What is it?
Basically hiding from things and people. Making sure you're not noticed.
When you're sneaking around, you're being very
Yes,
stealthy.
that's what I said.
Okay, so you're not going to bring up detection if I have to sneak in without getting an alarm set up. Then you don't get any negative effects like the -4.
Yeah, you don't get the -4 from it.
Okay, now what about notice? I know you talked about it a bit.
Notice is, like I said before, perception, like trying to smell for something or listen for something.
Oh, so it's like there may be a gas leak in here. I gotta roll for perception, see if I can smell it.
Yeah, but you roll for notice because you have to notice it.
Right, and my notice is under perception. Okay, and the last thing is athletics.
Athletics are like long distance, like swimming, long distance running, just things that are really taxing on your body, if that makes sense. Like things that are really athletical.
Athletical?
Like if you're running from someone, or if you are dodging things really fast.
Okay.
So on and so on.
All right. Correction about this too as well. For my sniper in the book, it does say that the 2 stats of movement and charge is both red. You can see there, it looked like orange, but I had to double check, got Brady to check, and it is red, 2 red. Next is going to be creating a backstory for my character, and I kind of got a little bit of a backstory developed. So let's just talk about that right now, Brady. This is my backstory. So before this Holocaust thing has happened, or not the Holocaust, but like the nuclear bomb out from Fallout, Manny was a small little boy, and his father, unknown to Manny and his mother, that his father Thomas was actually a famous hitman, and he was paid for hire. But when Manny grew up, what happened is that Thomas took him under his wing and noticed that he was a little bit of a troubled youth, and he wanted to try to put him on a proper path. And he thought by teaching him discipline with fighting skills, everything that Thomas has learned in his life, and shooting and so on, the smarts, pretty much street smarts and everything, he wanted to pass this on to Manny. Not for him to go out and be a contract killer, but just pass it on to him. So when Manny was young, Thomas taught him the fine art of close quarter combat in many different types of martial arts styles, and he also taught him the fine ways of shooting. I mean, like very precise, detailed shooting from a mile away. Like his sniper skills, Thomas's sniper skills, was known around the world, and that's why he was hired for the most out of all the hitmen that were around. Was because Thomas's skills were so good, and he just hoped that Manny would become that skilled. unfortunately, because of this fallout that happened, Manny's dad and mother died trying to protect Manny. Unfortunately, he was left an orphan very young into a wasteland warfare, and it was very, very scary to him. And he had to survive on his own. You know, there's no like police, there's no government or what have you to help him, orphans out and so forth. So Manny just had to learn to survive on his own in this wasteland. And it was a fight, I mean a really, really bad fight growing up and surviving, like eating rats and, you know, like, all disgusting things. But he learned valuable lessons. And he always reflected back onto his survival skills and his fighting skills and everything that his father Thomas has taught him in the past. The only thing that Thomas was able to hold on to for memorabilia and keepsake from his family dying is his father's sniper rifle. And, you know, like some of his father's belongings, like his lucky knife, which is right here, you can see he has. And he also has a sniper rifle and also another weapon that he's going to be able to shoot. So that's all that he maintained from his father, and also the knowledge, obviously, as well. But with Thomas, too, as well, when he grew up, he didn't want to become a killer, per se. So he put his special training that his father gave him of being a sniper to good use, where he'd go around the wasteland and he would try to protect as many people in need as possible. And one day, he came upon soon to be his wife. Well, back then you don't get married, so it was partner because there's no...
Well, in Fallout, even though they say that you can't get married, they do hold ceremonies.
Oh, so, okay, so then he had a ceremony, and he got married. He thought his life was going to be set, that, you know, and his wife, Stephanie, gave birth to a little girl, Christine. They were really, really happy until one day something dreadful came into their settlement. What came into his settlement was none other than the Institute. And the Institute had heard about the skills of this guy who went around protecting people and able to shoot from 2 miles away and successfully putting down their target. And they were so impressed with Manny's abilities and everything, they told him that they want him to come and work for the Institute, and they would give him a job of protecting all of the higher-ups into the Institute so that nobody would be able to hurt the higher-ups, like the political part. But there's not really politics back then or anything, but in the Institute, one of the head officials. But Manny turned him down because he was so happy with both his family and the settlement and where he was in life at the time. Manny completely 100% disagreed and turned them down, but they did not like that. And they thought that they were going to make an example of him in all of the settlements, so anybody else that would not take job offers and so on from them, that they would know what happened to them. So what they did is they grabbed Manny, they put him in the center of the settlement, where they started to remove Manny's eyes. That's right, his eyes. Get rid of his eyes so he cannot be able to do his sniping ability anymore. He would wander the wasteland as someone who was blind and relying on other people. Manny did not like this one bit, but he had no choice because he was overpowered by the people who came into his settlement, and they actually ripped out one of his eyes into this scuffle. And you can see here, if I turn him a little bit, he has a patch on one of his eyes. And that is because that is the eye that got ripped out. But Manny realized so much about the importance of family and friends and so forth when the other settlers in the settlement kind of joined in to try to stop them from doing any more damage to Manny. But unfortunately, it didn't help much. It made things a lot more worse, and the point that his settlement was starting to get destroyed. and they took his wife and his daughter away from them, away from Manny. And they were just gonna just completely burn out his settlement, kill Manny and all the people into it. But in the scuffle, Manny, as stealthy as he is, he managed to slip away unnoticed. And they couldn't find him. And that is his backstory. But the problem is his wife and daughter are still missing. And he is combing the wastelands to try and find them. Okay, Brady, you know my backstory from Manny. So since you have a solid understanding of his backstory, what do we have to do now?
So, gifts and scars. They're basically gifts are things that will benefit you from your past, that happened in your past, that you learned to good out of. And scars are things that you don't like that happened from your past, basically.
So when you say gifts and scars, you are going to give me like a gift and a scar or what have you, so
two
that
gifts
it can...
and 2 scars.
Do I get to pick them?
No, I tell you.
You get to pick them?
Yep, based on your backstory.
Oh, so he could be bonuses or some really bad negatives against him. I think his mind would be kind of messed up after all that stuff of seeing his family die, as in his mother and father, and then, you know, like he grows up, he thinks everything's all hunky-dory, and then they go missing and he rips out one of his eyes. But anyhow, I'm going to stop, and Brady, you have to tell me what the gifts and scars are. So let's start off with gifts. How many gifts do I get?
You get 2.
Okay,
so what I was thinking for your gifts is that you have a benefactor, which is a public or a secret benefactor, gives you a gift of a gear, caps, or resource. But since you have your father's rifle, I'm going to give you like a regular bolt-action rifle for a gift.
So I have just a normal bolt-action pipe rifle?
From your father.
Okay.
Your father's rifle. But you said you have his rifle.
Yeah, it's a sniper rifle.
Yes.
Just letting you know.
Yeah, I know. Sniper rifles are just bolt-action pipe rifle.
Okay, so I'm assuming I would write that down here
you
under
are gonna
gifts.
Write benefactor under gifts.
Benefactor, okay.
Yes.
We'll be back after I do that. That is a nice first gift, the benefactor. So Brady explained off camera to me what that means pretty much is I have my rifle for free. I don't have to spend caps for it.
And your next gift is that you're famous.
I'm famous. Well,
because everyone knows who your father is, so they obviously know who you are.
Yes, I understand. Okay.
So,
I'm famous. So what does that mean, Brady?
Basically, you're well known within a region for a specific feat, which you should weave into your backstory, which you already have. This may pay off favors or prestige.
So if they like, oh, you're the son of Thomas.
Yeah, exactly.
You're Manny. You know, I know how great Thomas was in helping people, so I'm going to side with you or whatever. Something like that. Like, he's famous. He got a good reputation.
So now let's go off the bad parts now.
All right.
So the first one is hidden shame.
Hidden shame. Hidden shame? What does that mean, Brady?
There's a deep secret about you that you protect at all costs. Any revelation might ruin you.
Any revelation might ruin me. So if I reflect onto, or I come to a realization.
Basically, if anyone finds out, it will ruin you.
Oh, so if somebody finds, it's not just me in my own mind. It's if somebody else finds out about it. Oh, so I have a shame that I'm trying to hide.
And I'm going to tell you what it is.
Oh, what is it?
Where since you abandoned your family from the Institute.
How did I abandon them?
You just left. You said that they were taken, but you didn't try and stop them.
Well, because I was tied down with my eye hanging out of my face.
Either way.
Alright.
You don't want no one to know that the Institute came after you.
Okay.
Because if they know, you'll be kicked out of settlements, you'll be kicked out of
because
cities.
they're scared of the Institute.
Everyone's scared of the Institute.
They would kind of boycott me and say, you know what, you have a bad stigma following you, so you're gone.
Yeah.
Get out of here. Okay, I understand. That's pretty interesting. So that's it for the hidden shame part?
No. Yeah, for the hidden shame.
Okay. And, of course, I'm going to have one more scar, aren't I?
Hatred.
Hatred? Oh, I could definitely relate to that.
So, in the beginning, you have 2 hatreds, okay? 2
hatreds?
Well, it's 1 hatred, but you hate multiple things.
Oh, I hate everything equally?
No. So, there's 2... You don't like the Institute, obviously. You hate the Institute.
Yes.
And you also really, really, really hate super mutants.
Oh, so...
Because that's the reason your parents died.
Because it was the super mutants that came in
and killed them. But your father was on a mission to kill a super mutant settlement, and he died while trying to kill the super mutants.
Oh. So that's what it was. So, hatred against
super mutants
and super mutants.
And what that does for you is, if you ever encounter them, you will immediately enter social or physical contact with them. Unless you passed on a charisma or intelligence test.
Social or physical contact. So,
basically, you'll immediately fight them if you run into them.
Oh, okay. It don't matter.
Just get really aggressive with them.
Even if I'm hiding in stealth, I would just
you would immediately start shooting at them.
Oh, that kind of sounds like it's if it's an AI thing, like it's they're reckless. I'd be reckless.
Actually, you know what? I would give you both, but just to make it easier, I'll just say you hate the Institute.
I hate the Institute.
Yeah, just to make it easier, because there's a lot of super mutants, and I don't want to make it too hard on you.
Alright, so then I have hatred is my scar, and it's more for the Institute. But the thing is it could be the super mutants, because maybe there's super mutants out there that the Institute has got them to work for them, or no? That don't work in Fallout. But anyhow, so it's the Institute, and it's hatred. Yeah. I have it all right down so far, Brady. So my gifts are benefactor and famous. My scars is hidden shame and hatred for Institute.
Yes.
And now, what's next?
The next is you're going to spend 5 experience points.
So 5 experience points. Explain to me a little bit about experience points for this.
They're basically how you level up your character. So, like, getting better stats, getting better...
just stuff that you can get with experience points.
Yeah.
By spending
perks
experience points?
Yes, you spend experience
so
points.
I get 5 and I look in and I can pick what I want. So once I pick my experience points, I will be back. Brady just kind of threw something in the mix there again. We are new to this game and we're reading it and building our character as we go along. But he found another scar, so we're taking out hatred for Institute and we're replacing it with one eye, because obviously I only have one eye. And what that is, it's a -2 to certain perception checks, which Brady will let us know what it is into the future as we are going to be testing certain things such as perception. So again, the scars are hidden shame and one-eyed. Interesting. It kind of fits better though, Brady, and kind of glad and not glad at the same time that you found that, because I am having a patch on one of my eyes. Because one of my eyes are missing. Maybe I'll get a robotic eye during the mission or something. Who knows? Now let's continue on. I picked my perks and specialties now. Hopefully you can make up my head scratch. But, hiccups again. Here we go. Perks. I picked Party Boy. I had 5 XP to spend, but Party Boy was 3 XP and I picked that. What Party Boy does pretty much is I cannot become addicted, which can be really good in the Wasteland. And for specialties, I have rifle specialty. It's a +2 when using a bolt-action pipe rifle. So right now, my perception is 6, but if I equip myself with the bolt-action pipe rifle, my perception goes up to 8, which is good. And I also have, for my next specialty, is a baseball bat. It's a +2. So when I use a baseball bat, instead of my strength of 3, I'm going to go up to a strength of 5 when using a baseball bat. So that's what I chose for that. And that is that for my perks and specialties. So now we're on to the next step. Brady, what's up next?
So since your stat for your health is 5 or less, your health goes up to 6.
Oh, because my endurance is 4, and that's my health stat. So instead of 4 health, I get 6?
Yes, but it doesn't increase your endurance stat.
No, it just increases my health range.
Your health, yes.
So I guess I can color 6 for here.
Just mark it off there.
Yep.
Color in for every amount of damage you have.
Right. All right, Brady, I added to my chart. You can see here it is starting at +2 health, so it's 6 health. It don't increase my endurance. It just means I got 2 more extra hit points to absorb before dying. And what is next, Brady?
You have to spend 100 caps on starting equipment.
So this is where I buy my starting equipment with 100 caps I get to spend?
Yes.
All right, I'm not going to bore everybody with that, but once I buy everything, I will be back and show you what my character, Manny, has. We're back, and I have picked 100 caps worth of equipment, weapons, and so on. But the thing is I actually only spent 99 caps, but there's nothing I can buy for 1 cap, right, Brady?
No.
All right. So let's look at what I got for my inventory. I have my bolt action pipe rifle. This is free because of my benefactor, which is great. It might have been like some hidden funds that my father had put away because of all the money that he get paid, or all the caps he made from being a hitman.
Maybe.
It's a good idea for the storyline. But you can see here I have a baseball bat for a melee weapon. I also have an army helmet. It gives me a +2 to physical. It gives a +2 physical defense. So my physical defense is actually 4 now, which is really good. So all I gotta do is any physical attacks, all I have to do is not roll a failure and I win. Not win, but I mean like it's not gonna hurt. And I also got, for clothing, I picked a Vault 111 jumpsuit. It's a +1 energy defense and a +1 radiation. And the reason why is because my character does not have any radiation defense whatsoever. So because of that, that is everything I have for my character for 100 caps. There you have it, Board Game Maniacs. That is the creation. Pretty simple. I thought it was going to be a little bit more scary, but if we did this right, hopefully Brady didn't make any mistakes, because he's leading me down this. I didn't even read the book yet, because I wanted to keep it all secret. So, because Brady, as soon as we got this game, Fallout Wasteland Warfare RPG, Brady's like, I want to be the overseer in the game. So I'm giving him that wish. So that's, I keep on saying so. I don't know why, but you know, needle and thread kind of thing, maybe, Brady? Who knows? That is my character in a whole. What is created, what I have. So the next video in the Apocalyptic Saturday for next month will be where we're going to be painting Maniac. And how I paint him is going to be interesting. And then after that, it's going to be starting off in the Wasteland Warfare. Ooh, in the Wasteland, looking for my wife and daughter. I can't remember what my wife, Steph's my wife's name.
Stephanie and Christine.
Christine is my daughter. See, that's how important they are to me, Brady. I just forget their names.
Yeah.
Manny just don't give a crap. He's just gonna do and kill whatever he can.
I could have gave you the don't care option, but it'd be really hard for you.
Yeah, no, we don't want that. I'm happy with where my character lies. If we made any mistakes or we need any additions for this, by all means, please comment below and let us know so that we can adjust Manny the character before we go and start into the Wasteland. So until next time, Board Game Maniacs, hope you enjoyed this edition of Apocalyptic Saturday. Look forward to the next edition next month for the Apocalypse Saturday. And until then, play some games. That's right, play some Fallout Wasteland Warfare RPG. And if you played this already, comment below and let us know what your thoughts onto it, where it could be improved, where it don't need any work, or if it needs work at all, because I don't know. I just know that the Fallout Wasteland Warfare that we play in the channel, I love. Brady likes it, he don't love it, but he does enjoy it because he is a Fallout nerd after all.
I'm not a Fallout nerd, I'm a Fallout geek.
A Fallout geek, okay. So in either case, he's a Fallout geek and just a neat part nerd, part geek.
Well, sorry, I'm a Fallout geek then.
You're stealing my lines, Brady. And this is a really long outro.
Sorry.
Check out the other videos on our Board Game Maniacs channel on YouTube. We're also on Facebook and Instagram. Our Twitch account is very dormant because we don't use it much, and you can also check us out on patreon.com/BoardGameManiacs. So we'll see you in the Wasteland in our next Apocalyptic Saturday video. Ta-ta! Bye-bye for now. And remember, be a maniac! You thought I was going to forget, didn't you?
I wish you did.
No, I never would. Hope you enjoyed that video. If you want to keep up to date with Board Game Maniacs, click on the like and subscribe button to be notified when more videos come available. If you want to become an official sponsor of Board Game Maniacs, go to patreon.com/BoardGameManiacs. Or you can go to streamlabs.com/BoardGameManiacs1. That's right, and you can donate to help keep the lights on, keep food in our bellies, and play more games. We'll purchase more games, more equipment to make Board Game Maniacs evolve and get bigger and larger. Because of you, the viewers, I thank you from the bottom of my toes to the top of my head for all of your support. And until next time, Board Game Maniacs, be a maniac.